Taurus, to save some time, I already shuffled the cards and laid them out. I'm using a Celtic 10 card spread that allows me to look at past, present, and future influences. And always, I'll be teaching tarot through each card. So not only do you receive your message, but you grow your own intuitive skill sets with the cards. That's what this channel is all about, connected with tarot and its benefit, right? Okay, so let's get into it, Taurus. This is such a good reading, and I'm a Taurus as well, so I'm talking to myself. But the only thing that is the bummer to this big party is us. So the way that we're thinking about stuff, the way that we're over feeling our own self in our own inner dialogue is like an overwhelmed feeling. And I can't dig it this week, okay? And I'm not going to tolerate it. So I'm just here, like if you were sitting in front of me, I would literally give you a tap on the forehead and say, get over it. Get that thinking into a positive state, whatever it takes to detoxify that mindset of a negative narrative and get into the positive, because God has got some rewards for us this week. And I can't have you in a bummed out state looking in the wrong direction when the light is literally not right in front of you. It's on top of you. Okay, let's get into why I'm saying it's such a good one, guys. Okay, my fellow bulls. So the Six of Pentacles is in the first card placement, which is the general gist of the reading. And the six is a celebratory state in the area of the material. We rule the pentacles as earth signs, so home, family, relationship, community, our bodies, work, all fall under that domain of the pentacles. And we've been working really hard on kind of new ideas and shaping new directions to take like a legacy feel to our life, right? To leave things behind, to leave an imprint on a good way of the community that we live in, right? In society, because we're all about a good vibe and love, right? At the end of the day. And we are really good with money. And that's at the end of the day what the Six of Pentacles means. It is the gift of money. It's a universal and God's way of saying you deserve it, Taurus. I've seen it, everything happen from stock dividends to inheritances to other people investing or just outright giving you money, to do a few good deeds, whatever that may be for you. I've seen it form as sweat equity, bills being chopped in half. So whatever the way that the Six of Pentacles takes a form, it's an acknowledgement from God in the universe that you really got it going on. And what is nice about the six rather, is in a celebratory state, you got 3, 6, 9, right, in numerology. And six is like a real critical mass state. That's, going and you're making movement and you're feeling like solid ground underneath our hooves. Like we're really gaining a momentum and it feels really good. But then I get slammed in like with the emergency brake here in the crossing card, which is not allowing the Six of Pentacles to manifest. So whatever way that's going to happen, we're kind of blocking it because we're being really the Nine of Swords, which is our thoughts, and the end of the minor arcana, we're ending up to the end, is the nightmare card in tarot. So, and the thing is, the nightmare's in our own head. We're the one that is generating it. And I'm not saying that there hasn't been a lot of stuff that's been happening in the outside world that could pluck our nerves in so many different ways. But this reading is so good, I can't let that negative thinking, because it's literally blocking everything from manifesting, all right? Because our creativity gets stuck. Our faith gets stuck. Our belief in tomorrow gets stuck. We get all mooey-wooey. We could even get so mopey that we don't even get out of bed. That's the Taurus way. So, I'm slapping you. Get it out of it. Let's turn that narrative around. Turn it on its side. Use it to the positive, right? I'll tell you this with the positive of the Nine of Swords. You made it through the journey of your identity. You made it through analytical thinking and strategy, and it's been applied in a lot of different ways, but you did it. How else do you kind of grow emotionally or spiritually or intellectually? It doesn't happen with the good stuff. It happens with the tough stuff. So don't bring more tough stuff to the narrative that doesn't need to be there, right? And I know you know this, because the whole rest of the reading is great. So let's flip the side of the Nine of Swords and say it's our benefit. That strategy, analytical thinking gets to be like our prop in our tool belt. We get to pat ourselves on the back and say, good job, Taurus, because that's the exalted state of the nine. We need to untangle that garden of a weed mess and start to replant it. And that's our domain as well. We're earth signs, okay? So I'm sticking with, oh my God, here, that's so crazy. I just said that. So the earth... I love tarot. So anyway, the third card placement is God's way of telling us how to navigate the week. And it's the world. It's a major arcana card. It's a big deal because it is the end of the major arcana. Every deck, you'll always see it as a circle. We're coming around and looping around to start a new life. And maybe that's what the six wants, a new kind of life. And it's also a representation of Earth. So like they would get a little extra good favor here, my Taurus bull friends, okay? But it's a reminder, most importantly, that you have the skill sets of the imagination of the wands, the intellect of the swords, the love of the cups, and everything else in the material world, including money and the gold coin, right? And it's also what's nice about it in my deck. In a lot of other decks, you'll see it coming together with another person. It's like the affirmation of just how much respect you have for yourself. And that's the only thing that you're going to allow in your circle, right? You're only going to have people in situations that are for your betterment. You've become wise enough, having traveled the nine. That's kind of those kind of challenges that make you realize not only other people's motivations and intentions, but your own as well. That's how you build your character, right? Right? And your ethics and your integrity. But this is the affirmation that you did it, a really good job. And it's really like not only just the Six of Pentacles, the world is going to happen for us too. And we're going to have a little change in our pocket to make it happen, right? And I'm sticking with it, my friends. In the fourth card placement, in the base of the matter, the gut, I like to say, is the Page of Pentacles. Here we are like young bulls ready to plant a harvest for tomorrow, right? We rule the earth signs. We are one. We rule the, like, as Taurus, we just rule that domain of earth, planting stuff for tomorrow, tending the land, taking care of the little sprouts, including ourselves, that need sunlight and love and, care. That's what you're doing right now. And the page is a youthful, like, kind of tickle to your heart to start those new endeavors, right? So something's really shifting. Don't be fearful of it. You have a lot of props behind you. That's what the world is saying. But you need a refresh, rejuvenation in some area, Taurus, and we're getting it right now. And I'm going to stick with that as well here too in the fifth card placement. In the past reflection is that fifth card. It's the Seven of Cups. The contemplation, meditation of new moves is literally what it means for the heart. And when a Taurus gets stagnant or bored or uncreative or dealing with people in situations that are just not groovy, that's where the seven will come in. It's a crossroad cards to me. It's like if you were really happy, it wouldn't be appearing. So that's the thing about the Seven of Cups. And it's because it's a past reflection. You've been thinking about what's going to make your heart really happy, how to kind of find that balance of living in the material world, because we rule that, but also having spirit and heart combined with that now. That's a necessary component for Taurus. It's paramount, okay? And that gives God's gift of saying, all your cups are there. You've been deciding what to do. Let's go get it. And then we hit this. The other set of the swords, the two emergency brakes. It's like you weren't just satisfied putting the brakes on with the Nine of Swords. We had to pull the emergency brake too, here in the sixth card placement of now. So we didn't listen to the Nine of Swords and getting ourselves untangled in that nightmare state. So now we're in the present of the Ten of Swords. Here we are, exhausted. But I've got some good news in this domain as well, Taurus, okay? In the non-exalted state, we can wallow in that kind of feeling of like exhaustion, even though we know we accomplished so much. We've changed as a person. We've grown in our character, our self-esteem, our self-love, our self-confidence has really been enhanced as well, because that's what happens during the journey of the swords. And here's God in the universe saying, good job, Taurus. So if you want to kick back this week, that's fine. As long as you're patting yourself on the back and relishing in the accomplishments that inner confidence has been built up through those testing times, that's the exact way that you need to use the swords here. Because all your swords are in a row. God and Jesus is standing, and Jesus and justice is standing over you, saying truth. And justice gets delivered for you. So if there's been people in situations that you've been like peed about or plucked their nerve or they've been really shady McGady, don't. Let God handle it, because a new day is dawning for you. And you can't be living in the past with the swords. That's a reflection of the world and the 10. It's the end of the major arcana. Something needs to shift. It's like the universe and God saying, I didn't just mess with you to mess with you, Taurus. I mess with you to change you, to be your betterment and to be solid enough to move forth creatively and spiritually and intellectually to do what you want to make yourself happy, all right? And stand confidently in that energy, right? That's all these cards. Oh my God, and now I'm going to really validate it in the seventh card placement, the way we're feeling about self, right? So we got the 6 is the general gist, like the gift of money, and you know you deserve it. We rule money, so don't feel badly about that. We attract it, so believe in that as well. Okay, maybe that's where the 9 of swords is, like you're losing that faith and everything. Poo-poo it. You already walked through the tough stuff. That's the thing about the minor arcana here. You're at the end of it. So let's not wallow in it. Let's move on and go get our karma, because that's literally what the judgment card means, right? So it's sitting in our kind of feeling in our inner self, right? We know we deserve that good karma, not anything bad. It's just an honest truth. That's the way. Even if you don't believe in karma, it's physics. Whatever good energy you put out, it's going to get a return. And we're good eggs at our core. And we've been really trying to work on that for our, not only for our betterment, for everyone else around us, because we're strong individuals. And God's message here in that self is the judgment of karma, saying you deserve it, you're going to get it. So like contemplate this week. What is that, next turn on the wheel going to look like for you? It's a resurrection here in the judgment. We come out of the deadness of like the 10 of swords, at that kind of like accomplishment state, and we get a new life of God's divine order. And that's what you've been following. That's kind of been the gist. It's like, how do I blend that material with the spirit? And it's so happening for us right now, and I love it. And how other people look at us in the 8th card placement is the Knight of Cups. Let's take a ride for the heart. I don't know where we're going, but I know I got to get out of here. That's the reflection of the Knight. He wants you to jump on his steady steed to kind of venture forth. The horse knows where is going, and so does the Knight. You don't need to know. All you need to know is that your heart is engaged. It's ethereal and magical. It's spiritual because it's sitting in that water, right? And we rule Earth. So we've got part of that reflection as well, too. But it's a beautiful way for people to look at us, because it means that we're engaging our hearts again, and we're following our hearts. We're doing what's right for us. And that gives not only bravery to us, but to other people around us, right? When we lead by example of a good heart and good honesty, to worthy the judgment card, right? In return of a sign from God in the universe that you stood up to all those challenges and you did it with a good heart and good intentions. There's a reward for that. So not only do you get that reward yourself, but you're going to spread that kind of joy to others, and that excitement of taking a journey for the heart and how important it is for everyone, right? And I'm going to stick with that message as well, Taurus. In the 9th card placement of our hopes and fears, the 2 of Wands. Here's another indication that's stirring for a new direction, because you're standing there with imagination, inspiration in each hand, ready to venture forth. And also, too, I'll tell you something else, Taurus, because we're earth signs and we rule the domain of pentacles, right? Making things in the material world. That creative idea in our steady hands becomes a material reality. And that's what you're kind of wanting for this next step. And it's starting to happen. I know you know this. So don't kind of trip yourself up here with silly thinking, right? That's a reflection of the hopes and fears here. Don't be fearful of the new turn. It's happening. That's where the excitement happens. That's where the adventure and joy takes place. Don't be afraid of it. And what's nice in my deck, you've just come out of the dark, emotional, spiritual maturity time of enlightenment with the Hierophant, the universal messenger of God, the healer, the teacher. We've learned some stuff. We've healed some stuff. Now we're ready to venture forth and share that information. So anywhere you want to be of service as well, combining with that heart and spirit and the pocketbook, do so. It's all that kind of stuff that is so creatively ignited in us that makes magic happen. And it's all about family for us, all about the people that we care about, wanting to take care of them, wanting to leave that legacy, wanting to enjoy this time now too. That's been part of the balance as well, and we've been doing a good job. And we get that reflection here in the 10th card is the outcome. Oh, 1010 is the outcome card. Unlike the 10 of swords, which is really kind of just like exhaustion, the 10 of pentacles, again, our domain, is pure joy. It's like a peace, and it's like a satisfaction, right? Because we've been tempered and tried along the journey. So that's that inner confidence, like a spiritual warrior. You've seen some things and done some things that have tempered you, that you're seeking. Like joy comes out of peace, right? But peace is the root seed that needs to start everything, right? And that's what the 10 of pentacles is. It's the end of the minor arcana in the area of the material. All his pentacles are bearing fruit. He's got family around him. I often say it's like the White House and the picket fence, and you're standing back listening. There's crowds of people talking and glasses tinkling and people laughing, and you're standing back and saying, yeah, it was all worth it. And that's what we're doing it for, Taurus. It was all worth it. So keep on taking a steady thing on that and believing. And oh my God, I can't even believe I don't really look at readings before I lay them out. Like I just do a kind of quick review. So I like being surprised by the cards as well. So again, in the outcome card, we got the beautiful Ten of Pentacles, our domain of that manifestation of our dreams into reality. So that's so evident of what's happening here. And in the bonus card is the 10 of Cups. Wow. So another 10, a completion state in the area of the heart and the minor arcana. And unlike the swords, which is challenging, and challenging in the wands too as well, okay? We got even balance here, but it's beautiful in the pentacles and the cups. And it's the same kind of reflection, that satisfaction of the heart here. And again, from the peace comes joy and happiness, love, self-confidence, self-esteem. All gets rooted like a big tree in you, to be rooted and be confident in who you are in your spirit and your foundation of who you are and your character and stuff. Again, that gets built out of that sword, so it has a real benefit to be able to joy the 10 of Pentacles and the Cups, now that I think about it, really. And the 10 of Cups is that respect that you have for yourself, and the love that you have and respect for the people in your circle, right? That's the only thing that you're going to allow in there. Again, it's only the best. So just know that you've worked so hard to get to this point. This is a great week to celebrate you. And I just untangle anything of the Nine of Swords. Look at it as like a new garden area that you could just till, take all those weeds out, till the land, and get ready to plant the new ideas that are popping up everywhere. But also too, Taurus, we always are on to the next thing. We don't sometimes pat ourselves in the back for what we've already been through and how much we've accomplished and how much that builds the foundation for the next journey, right? And that's this, okay? We've got a really great house to come back to no matter what, to regroup, to reestablish, to plan out the next thing. You built that house, and that house is you, Taurus. So good job. Have a good week. Enjoy it because you deserve it. Okay? And thank you for visiting the channel. If you're so inclined, if you like this content, if you would consider subscribing, because it's been so cool. And just to see the love. I just can't say thank you enough to everybody.